Sheriff's Department.
Hi, is Sheriff Jacob Sheriff available?
He's not here right now.
Okay. Could I leave him a message on a voicemail, or?
He doesn't. We don't have voicemail.
Oh, I see.
Message.
Okay, I've got a message then, I guess.
Okay.
My name is Rudy Davis, R-U-D-Y Davis, and I would like to speak to the sheriff about the Yazoo City USP prison. It's a high-security USP prison. There's reports. I've got a letter, a 4-day-old letter from Pastor Kent Hovind. He's fairly famous. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's a famous Christian man. And there's a lot of people that hate him, and there's a lot of people that love him, but there's reports that he's being kept in a cell and he's being mistreated, and the sheriff is the highest law enforcement individual in that whole county. There's nobody higher than the sheriff, and I'd like to make a report that I believe he is being mistreated based upon a letter that I received, and I was hoping he could go visit him and just talk to Pastor Ken Hovind, because I believe there's some people in high level of government that are trying to mistreat him and abuse him and possibly kill him.
That is the federal prison.
Yes, ma'am, I understand, but...
Hold on just a second.
Okay.
Sir?
Yes, ma'am.
I just talked with my chief, and that's a federal institution, and the federal people, it has a warden, and you would have to take up any kind of matters that concerns you have with the warden of the federal prison.
Okay, can I just share something with you, and then you can do with it as you see fit, but I don't know if you've heard of Sheriff Arpaio and Sheriff Richard Mack, but they're constitutional sheriffs, and they claim that they are, but I would just offer for your consideration and your chief's consideration that your Sheriff Jacob Sheriff is the highest law enforcement man in that county. And even if the President of the United States was to come in his county, that the sheriff is the highest law enforcement agency. He's even higher than any federal institution. And if there's a report of somebody being abused and tortured, then it's his obligation to check into it, and he can march right into that prison and just say, I want to talk to the man and make sure that he's okay. I'm not telling him how to do his job. I would never do that, but I would just remind him that he is the highest law enforcement man in that entire county, even higher than the federal agents and federal agencies. And if the warden is doing something wrong, it's the responsibility of the sheriff to check it out. And I understand it's federal, but they are not the highest law enforcement agency in that county. And I would just please ask you to tell your chief that. And there's a lot. This is a very famous case. There's thousands and thousands of people that are following it online.
What's he in there for?
That's a long story as well, but they say it's regarding tax charges, but that's not true. He's absolutely innocent of everything. It's I don't know if you're aware of the crime of structuring. It basically means you removed your own money from your own bank. It's not violent. The whole thing is a sham, and it's a very famous case, and there's a lot of people that hate him. As a matter of fact, I expect you to get some phone calls this morning from the people that hate him, and they're going to tell you stories about me. They're going to tell you stories about Ken Hovind. They're going to make up a bunch of lies, and they're going to make you think that, well, he deserves to be in prison. I don't need to investigate it. I'm a Christian man, ma'am, and I don't know if you're a Christian woman, but I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. I believe in the Bible. This is a huge situation that's going on, and you may be getting a lot of phone calls from people that hate him and people that love him, but I would just say that the sheriff's responsibility to check into any wrongdoing, even if it's in a federal prison, and just to make sure for himself, talk to Pastor Ken Hovind and to make sure he's okay, and that's all that we're asking for. And not to pay any attention to all these. You're probably going to get hundreds of phone calls this morning. This is tens of thousands of people that are trying to make sure that Pastor Ken Hovind gets out of that prison alive. He's supposed to get out in August, and there's many of us that believe they're trying to kill him before he gets out because he has information that's going to put federal judges in trouble, prosecutors in trouble. Even Eric Holder could be exposed for some of the things that are going on. And it's horrific to think this is going on right in American soil. I know some of this may sound crazy. I'm willing to give you my phone number. You can call me anytime. I don't have anything to hide, and I'm not trying to be deceptive in any way. I am recording this conversation for my own benefit because this thing is getting thousands and thousands of people looking at it.
In isolation, how to contact you?
Okay, my phone number is 972-839-9848. 972-839-9848. I don't have anything to hide. I'm not being deceptive no matter what they say about me.
No, my question to you is, if he's in confinement, how did y'all find out?
Okay, yes, ma'am. He wrote a letter, and it did get out. He's been in there over 9 days now, and they let him get one letter out. Now, I've read the letter, and I know how he writes, and he knows that they censor all of his letters. He wrote in there that he's in underwear and shirt. He's 62 years old, and he says, "I'm freezing," and he put exclamation point. He also put, they only visit him once a week. He said it's been 4 days, and they had the letter's 4 days old. He got put in there June the 8th. He wrote the letter on June the 12th, and it's now June the 17th. So it's five. The letter's now 5 days old, and he puts, "I'm freezing. They've only given me shirts and shorts and a shirt," and he's in a 7x10 cell. He said he hasn't been out of the cell in over 4 days, and that was a 5-day-old letter, so he could have been 9 days by now. And there's a history of this situation beyond, and he never complains about anything. I mean, the fact that he put, "I am freezing" in shorts and an underwear and a t-shirt, and he says he has no way to warm himself. He would never even say anything like that normally. I mean, because he doesn't complain, right? You have to understand his personality. And I'm just very concerned for his safety. And my only prayer, and I'm not asking you to give him any special treatment. I'm just saying, could somebody just please visit him and talk to him and make sure that he's okay? It's been 9 days, and we haven't even heard anything except for this one letter.
And what's his name again?
His name is Pastor Kent, Kent, Hovind, Hovind. He's pretty famous, and people are paying attention to his story all over the world.
What is his first name again?
I'm sorry, ma'am. Kent, Kent. Kent.
Hovind.
Hovind. And I could give you his BOP registration number too, because that might be important.
No, I can get that.
Okay.
All right, I'll give this message to the sheriff.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I really appreciate it.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.